Now children, we will move to formal letter. I have once again drawn the format here. Now for this formal letter, the format I have drawn, the mark distribution is a little different, though the total marks are 10 marks, but the distribution of marks is a little different. There is slight difference of half a mark here. Now your informal letter has 2.5 mark format, but the formal letters format is of 3 marks. Alright, the formal letters format is of 3 marks. The content is of 2 marks. In informal letter, the content had 2.5 marks, but here that half mark has been given to format because this one address has been added here. So 3 marks is for format, 2 marks for content. The marks for expression remain the same. Alright, this we will not discuss. This is as it is that was there in the informal letter. So this we will not discuss. The marks are also the same, half plus half. Now this is again of half a mark. I will discuss this. This is where maximum number of students make an error and thereby get a 0. Now, like you wrote a 3-line address here, the number of the house, the smaller locality, colony, the bigger locality, the city. Similarly, children, this address has to be of 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You need to write this of 5 lines necessarily. Now, what are the 2 lines added? If you will see from here, these 3 lines are the same. The number of the house, the smaller locality, bigger locality, the city. There is no difference in the last 3. These 2 have been added. Now what are these? The first is the designation of the person to whom you are writing the letter. And this is the affiliation, the organization to which this person is affiliated. Alright, so these 2 things, designation and affiliation, are added to this kind of an address of the receiver. Now what is designation? It is the post that the person holds. It is the editor here, it can be the principal, the CEO, the managing director, the any other designation you can think of. Now if this is the editor, this is the affiliation, which organization is this editor affiliated to. Alright, here he is affiliated to the Times of India. He is the editor of Times of India. Principal, which school? Seth M.R. Jaipuria. Alright, then if he is the director, which organization? CEO, the name of the organization. The manager of a restaurant, of a firm, where? Alright, managing director, only manager, whatever you write. So the designation has to be here and the affiliation where that person holds that designation. 2 things you will remember. The word to, T-O. Now this addressed to another person, but this word T-O-to is not written. If you write this, it is not checked any further. You get a complete 0 right away. So this 2 has not to be written. Then you will see that the editor is not a person. It is a designation. Alright. So if you say Jaya Joshi, that becomes a name. Alright. But if you say teacher, that is a designation. So here this person is the designation. So you write the before the designation. The editor, the principal, the manager, the CEO, alright, or the station house officer, whatever it is. So, and another thing, the designation will always begin with a capital letter. Principal, P capital, editor, E capital, managing director, M, D capital, CEO, all 3 alphabet capital. Then the organization name, you will see the first alphabet R capital. Alright, and you should know the name of the newspaper. It is the Times of India, Hindustan Times. It doesn't say the Hindustan Times. So please remember the name of the newspaper properly. The Times of India. Alright, so the first alphabet capital. This is the same as these 3 lines. So here half a mark for this. Then again you write dear sir as your salutation. Alright, here there is a little paucity of space, so I will write it here under this dear sir, or dear madam. You will not write dear ma'am, it will be wrong. Alright, dear madam, if you write it like this, M-A'-A-M, you will be marked wrong. It has to be complete, dear sir or madam, dear madam. Respected will be marked 0. You can just write sir or just write madam, or write dear sir or dear madam. Respected sir, respected madam, no. Then again after this you have your topical sentence after dear madam. Alright, you have your topical sentence after dear madam. Now topical sentence again is what I told you, and your paragraphing will be exactly the same way that you did in the informal letter. So the topical sentence again will be introducing the topic and the mood. Alright, and again a closing sentence in a formal letter. The closing sentence will be the highly obliged line. I will be highly obliged if, and what will follow if is what has been asked in the letter. So I would be highly obliged if say, so I would be highly obliged if the authorities could look into the matter. Alright, anything of that sort. Whatever the topic says, your closing sentence will begin with I would be highly obliged if, and what will continue will be according to the letter. Now this is the signing off, children. After that, the signing off, here yours faithfully, your signature, and with Miss, Mr, MS, whatever, your full name. Now I forgot to discuss this in the informal letter. Now when you are writing yours faithfully, in informal letter you wrote yours lovingly. Now when you write yours, please remember, now this is say the baseline, your Y should be like this. It should not come under or below the baseline. If you write Y like this, it will be marked wrong. So this is how it needs to be written. This will be marked wrong. You have to write your Y like this, and yours. So you write Y-O-U-R, apostrophe S will be marked wrong. Alright. So yours without an apostrophe, faithfully with a small f. Alright, faithfully with a small f, do not make this f. Alright, faithfully with a small f. You can also write truly, but because children usually add e, T-R-U-E-L-Y, so that is marked wrong. So spell it correctly, T-R-U-L-Y. Faithfully will go for all formal letters, so it is advisable that you go for yours faithfully. In informal letter you write yours lovingly or yours affectionately. L-A should be small. Children usually spell affectionately wrong, so it's easier to write yours lovingly. Again, yours written this way, and lovingly L is small. Comma is a must. Then in an informal letter you write just your first name. Now say because informal letter is written to people who know me well and I know them well. So if I just write my first name, it is written to my cousins, my friends, my parents, my uncle, aunt. So if I write Jaya, they should be able to know who Jaya is. But when you're writing to a CEO, a director, a principal, they might not know you by your first name. So you have to introduce your complete name there. So you write yours faithfully, your full signature. It should not be any weird kind of a animation that you make there, It should be a proper readable signature. Then you write your name with an MS, Mr., Miss, whatever, and your full name. Alright, so this is your format for the informal, the formal letter. Again, expression I will not discuss. Expression is just the same like your informal letter. You lose marks if your content is not correct. If you digress, if you get half a mark in the content, obviously you will not get more than 1 mark in the expression. Alright, so your marks for content and expression are interconnected. If you get full 2 marks in content, you might get 3 marks here, and if your expression then is good, you might go up to 4. Alright, this expression will be 2.5, 3 if your content is 2. It will go up to 4 if you make no errors in your presentation, in your expression, no linguistic errors are there. Again, for content, children, you will read the question clearly. Whatever it asks you to do, you will mark and write all those things. So after this, we will be revising the email and the notice writing.